Alright, now that it's down, let's do some dash attacks. Surely Scorcher will pop, right? Surely. Scorcher. Scorcher. Come on, Scorcher. And there's no Scorcher. Big surprise. To put Scorcher on your build, you're gonna need some Rathalos gear. So either Guardian Rathalos or regular. Preferably go with Guardian because it gives you weakness exploit. Now that we have all that equipped, let's head on over to the training grounds. There you have it. It popped 30 right away because at level 2 Scorcher you get 30 damage. At level 1 it's only 12. It seems to proc after every 9 seconds, or it's really random. It's hit based depending on how many hits you do. It's just randomly popping. There it is again. And I noticed that if you use a new skill like this, it pops right away. Unfortunately though, it doesn't pop when you do a dash attack just like this, like in the intro, but it does proc Blast, which is really awesome, because Blast is really fun to use. Fortunately, Scorcher only procs per action and not per hit. Let's head on over to Arkvel and see how it does in a hunt. Alright, so if you want to try the Scorcher build out for yourself, this is a sample build. I had to swap a jewel out of my weapon because I don't have antivirus. I had to put critical eyes to add a little bit of affinity. Although I'm not getting 100% affinity, it still does pretty well. However, this video we are mainly talking about Scorcher, so I'm gonna focus on that. You might have noticed that it already popped, right? You saw a number and that number is not a very big number. Unfortunately, Scorcher seems to be pretty weak against Arkvel, and honestly I think it's pretty weak in general. As you see, it gave me an additional 1 damage, and there it is again, another 1. It does proc fairly often though, but yeah, I think you have to hit it on its best weakness spot, you know, like the weak zone, if you will. I think it's called elemental weak zone. Anyway, so that would be the head normally, and these little feeler things of Arkveld. Yeah, basically wherever the monster is weakest. And you'll see it later, I deal a little bit more damage on the head. How much more? 4 more damage. I deal 5 damage to Arkveld using Scorcher. And that's Scorcher level 2, not level 1. So I am basically sacrificing a lot to just be able to run Scorcher. And it is so unfortunate and really disappointing. Honestly, very, very disappointing on how it performs. The reason why it is so weak and so bad, there it is, 5. The reason why it's so weak is because you cannot scale Scorcher's damage. If it was scalable, I think it could be a contender to be a usable skill. Honestly, it's kind of sad that it's not scalable, and I hate when games do this. A lot of games do it, it's not just Monster Hunter. Diablo 4 did it with a lot of the skills in that game. Path of Exile 2 does it as well. You can't build around Scorcher, unfortunately. Just imagine this, if you had a really strong flame weapon or fire weapon, whatever it may be, lance, greatsword, sword and shield, whatever. If you get an Artian weapon and you get a 5 elemental boost on it, then you put a level 3 blaze jewel on it and increase that elemental damage that high, it should be able to scale with Scorcher. Just imagine the 30 damage would be, let's just say it just multiplies by 2 every time you have 100 element. If you can get your element up to, let's say, I don't know, 500, 30 times 5, that would be 150. That's pretty good. That's like Blast, right? It's like you're running Blast, but you have fire element. That would make it kinda cool, and honestly, as a non-meta build maker like myself, I would be really excited for future items that would have this. Maybe there could be an item set in the future that does it with thunder damage, wherein uh, after a few seconds or a chance to do an AoE attack, a field attack of thunder, or even, like a lightning bolt strikes the enemy randomly because of your armor set, that would be super cool. But if it's not scalable and it is really weak like Scorcher, then my excitement for it is smashed into the ground. It's really such a shame because Scorcher is such a unique set bonus skill. It doesn't have anything like it. There's no other armor set that's like it. Maybe Lord's Fury, you gain additional attack, but it's not an effect wherein you deal damage from something, or out of nowhere you deal extra damage. But the way it performed against Arkvel, maybe it will perform against a monster weak to fire. It will perform better, but honestly, it should at least do more damage than 1 or 5. And yeah, if it was scalable, it would really be interesting. That's just my 2 cents. I'm a non-meta build maker. This is fun for me to do, but I mean, I spent a lot of time to do this, and it's a little bit disappointing to see the outcome to be 1 or 5 damage, right? Anyway, that's it for this video. I just had to put my 2 cents out there and for you guys to see that Scorcher right now is really not worth running at all. Do not run it, it is really bad. I died. Yeah, it happens. I was really disappointed while fighting it anyway. I was like, oh man, this thing sucks. And I have to wait and finish this boss. And I mean, this monster, I know it's gonna not do well. I wish it look. I wish it did better so that this video would be like, oh damn, Scorcher's actually good. But nope, it sucks. Anyway, that's it for this video. If you guys liked it, do leave a like. It really helps me out. A lot of you guys view, well not a lot, like thousands of you guys view my videos but don't leave likes. I really want to grow as a content creator so that I'm motivated to keep making videos. I mean, everybody has a dream, right? So why not? Leave a like. You already watched the video anyway. Subscribe if you want to see more stuff like this. I'm going to be making a lot of obscure Monster Hunter content and maybe some Path of Exile 2 when it comes out completely. I'm waiting for it to full release. Maybe if there's a good update, I'll play it again. Right now, I'm done with that game, and honestly, Monster Hunter is just so fun to play, and I really want to make more content for this game. So, yeah, like, sub, comment, do all that good stuff. Thank you all. See you on the next one. Peace.
opportunity. Can't let it go to waste.